a ver si I don't get nervous, ¿verdad? Buenas tardes, good afternoon. First, I want to thank the Museum of Ventura County for having this event, and also Phil and Marcia for putting this together. Margaret Garcia for her work, for her beautiful, inspiring work. No solamente los colores vienen a tener vida, sino también hablan al alma. They speak to the soul. And so thank you, Margaret Garcia, for that, and to all the poets here today también. So I want to start with a poem, because I see the audience is not just Spanish mixtures. Just to warn you guys, I have in my life, all my poetry includes a mixture of Spanglish, English and Spanish, and Nahuatl. But I'll start with this one. As you know, when we're growing up, we all have this idea of what beauty is based on social media, ¿verdad? So this one is called, I Used to Want to Be. I used to want to be like Judy Garland, have her elegance and grace, a voice more melodic than a lark, more glamorous than a swan, until the day that I discovered pills kept her in a haze. She lived in a daze. So I'm content to be myself. I used to want to be gracefully gliding across the dance floor like Miss Grace and Fred Astaire. I dreamed of being Gina Lola Brigida. I dreamed of marrying Prince Cuauhtemoc, turning out into the sun. I used to want to be like Cesar Chavez, y Dolores Huerta too, advocating for the rights of others, being successful at it too. I used to want to be like Susan B. Anthony, marching with the suffragettes, celebrating our February birthdays together, even thought I could be like Plato too. Silver moons have come and gone, many storms and starry nights. There's no silver lining on the other side. So I've learned to be content and proud to be myself. In the 1970s, the late 1970s, 79, there was a whole lot of talk about the people who spoke Spanish were going to be, at one point, a majority in the country, and how, because they were so diverse, what were we going to call them? So our government went to the Cubans and said, what do you all want to be called? Because they got the money and they got the power. So they went to them, they said Hispanic. So that's, the 80s were called the decade of the Hispanics. So this poem, I think, is still relevant today, even though I wrote it in the 80s. It's called Chicanos and Chicanas. Let me see. Yeah, I tell you, I get nervous. Okay? Here it is. Chicanos and Chicanas in the 80s and the 90s, and beyond, 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 beyond. Imagine yourself hypnotized, watching and listening to the Twilight Zone. Chicanos and Chicanos, astro pilots of Aslan. With the speed of lightning, we have landed in the 21st century, no longer cruising it low and slow. What have we brought forth with us to la era del sexto sol? The space age awaits us, the computerized era in human form, like an episode from the Twilight Zone. Check it out. Remember the 60s? America's universities opened the floodgates of higher learning to those of us of different races and ethnic hues. We met Che, Marx, Malcolm X, Nezahualcóyotl, Lolita Lebrón, Black Elk, AIM, and in city schools, filias and little pueblitos, men, women, and children were kicking the Pentagon's ass. Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. Young warriors took to the streets. We didn't want our boys going to fight this country's pinche war. So en el año 70, we let it be known. Raza sí, guerra no, chale no. We won't go to the Vietnam zone. We had our fight right here at home. So in el año 70, we let it be known. They came back with an ambush at a park in East Los. And inside the silver dollar, they spilled the blood of Rubén Salazar, justifying blindly in their courts. Desde Texas a California, campesinos están luchando. Desde Texas a California, los rancheros a llore, llore. Marchas a Sacramento, florecía nueva vida, arte y cultura. Desde Califas a Chile, Puerto Rico y Vietnam, we lost many in battle, sometimes confusing our battle zones. Community infighting was rampant when Baki won in court. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. We have arrived to the 21st century, spiraling to the pyramid of the soul. Our history unfolds, orbiting flying jalapenos, lowriders, oldies, the smell of tortillas. Our children we must honor and protect in the twilight zone, in the 80s, in the 90s, to infinity and beyond, 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 beyond. This poem is kind of a long one. I'll just read part of it. I was asked to do a poem for this conference for young people. And it was about getting an education and why education is important. So I wrote this poem for that. It's called Edúcate, Raza. So for those of you who don't know Spanish, I think you can get the gist of it in English and Spanish. It's not meant to disrespect you. It's just this is how I write. This is who I am. Edúcate, raza. Raza de bronce, raza cósmica, raza mestiza, casi casi india, pero not quite. Casi casi blanca, pero never. In America, mestizos are in never ever land. Edúcate, raza, to hear the silent tears when your mother's weak, when you run the virtual streets, listen to the wailing of the people, hear the heart from the beat, from the depths of Mother Earth calling you to educate yourself for your tomorrow. Your cup will not run over with love unless your heart is touched by the center of the earth. Educate yourself to see your soul in the dark eyes of a deer, in our ancient elder Cuauhtémoc, in the family you sometimes love to criticize. Raza, raza, raza. It takes more than a t-shirt, claiming a hood, or a catchy slogan to live the meaning of familia de la raza. Hidden in the dark corners of university libraries is our story, our past, our wisdom, our knowledge, transformed into someone's doctoral anthropology, our history dissertation. Edúcate, raza, to enter those camps of higher learning, discover the truth, reclaim what the 60s and 70s and the decade of the Hispanic could not. Challenge Eurocentric scientists. Edúcate, raza, to eat and drink nutrients that will heal your body while your spirits soar. Edúcate about the Nahui Alin, the Cuatro Movimientos. Free yourself. Exist as brothers and sisters with all creators' chigos. For we are no more than the eagles that fly in the sky and no less than the flies that eat the rot on the ground. Educate yourself to be prepared, for science fiction will seek us out. Think positive, be positive, porque el camino chueco no te conduce a nada bueno. Educate yourself to look within the mirrors of your soul. Smile, laugh, dance through life. Life's a stage, an old English vato you once wrote. Which character do you choose to play? Educate yourself to stop the violence. Say no to domestic violence and emotional violence. Say no to verbal violence. Anger, pain, rage, and hurt. We must confront. Stare them right in the face, then laugh, smile, and go our merry way. We are here on earth at this moment, at this time. Let us pray for peace, hope, faith, for love. For the red road, Don Juan's path with the heart, is the only road to love. Prepare yourself. Edúcate, raza, porque tú eres yo soy tú, y tú eres mi enlaquesh. This last poem I'm going to read is called Cosechando Surcos de Amor. And I think that as we go, you know, as we're young, and in the 60s, we were really enraged, and we really thought we were going to change the world. We really did. And my jefita used to tell me, the story of humanity is a story of fighting, and poor people and rich people, and some people that are oppressors, and some people are oppressed. And I once told my jefito, you know, jefito, when I left your house, I thought that everybody was like you and my mom, that everybody was a good, decent human being, and that people said they loved you and liked you, they meant it. And the world chewed me up, spit me out, and stepped on me. But you know what I learned? I told my dad, I learned that I can change me. And by doing something to change me, I have done something to change the world. And today, in this day, I believe that if we're going to make a change in the world, it has to begin with us and with love. So this is about that. Cosechando surcos de amor, caminamos en filas de jade, somos nopales, woven like baskets, into la madre tierra. Somos hijos del sol, Tonatiuh nos vigila de sol a sol, girando al compás de los cuatro vientos, escuchando en las aulas de la mente el espíritu de nuestros antepasados. Somos el llanto de un tiempo olvidado y la risa entendiendo mañana no está comprada. Caminamos hacia el camino de la luz, hacia el camino de la cruz. Somos el árbol de la vida y de la penca del nopal, el reflejo del espejo, el sol que nos alumbra y nos da calor, el que nos quema de emoción. Somos del sol y los de abajo, llenos de la siembra del mañana y un nuevo amanecer. Somos las familias que nos ama, cosechando surcos de amor. You know, they say that once you get poets up here, they don't want to get down, but I'm going to get down. Okay?